It started quietly, a new data upload from the Nordic Optical Telescope in the Canary Islands. Those files contained dates, the 11th of November 2025, and concealed something extraordinary in plain view. The interstellar explorer known as 3, Atlas, had just revealed yet another behavior. There was no explanation. It was not a nebulous statistical blip or noisy spectrum line. It was clear, geometric, and mathematically impossible under the physics of ordinary comets. Harvard astrophysicist Dr. Avi Loeb has now labeled it the 10th anomaly, the final component in a series of 10 contradictions that, taken together, form the most complex astrophysical mystery ever recorded. At the Nordic facility, astronomers David Jewett and Jane Liu pointed the 2.56-meter mirror toward a region 1.443 astronomical units from the Sun, 2.16 astronomical units away from Earth. They expected residual, faint coma haze and dust, normal behavior for a comet receding from perihelion. Instead, their CCD frames showed a razor-sharp elongation in brightness fixed at 106, almost perfectly aligned with the solar direction of 115, a sun-facing filament where no natural jet should exist. The field spanned 500,000 kilometers, enough to contain entire planets. Yet the source remained coherent, symmetric, and unsettlingly deliberate. In-depth spectroscopy deepened the puzzle. Wide-field imagers had previously recorded sprawling jets, million-kilometer plumes stretching toward and out of the sun's reach. But in this set of data, the gas emission vanished. The reason was technical. The team used an R-band filter that suppresses most gaseous lines. The only thing left was pure reflected light, the nucleus itself glowing unnaturally smooth. It meant the immense jet seen in earlier images was genuine but now invisible under a filter tuned to isolate solid reflection. A body simultaneously calm and violent, like two objects superimposed in the same coordinates. Avi's calculations pushed the paradox further. To sustain jets of that scale, the outflow velocity must reach 0.44 kilometers per second, the gas's sound speed at that solar distance. At those rates, the plumes would need to last 1 to 3 months continuously, and the mass density, estimated at several million proton masses per cubic centimeter at 1 million kilometers out, yields a mass flux of roughly 5 billion tons per month per million km. When you put that into words, energy, the numbers explode. Carbon dioxide ice requires 600 joules per gram to sublimate. To eject 5 billion tons in a single month, 3. Atlas would need to absorb 3 quintillion joules of solar energy. At its distance, the Sun can deliver only about 700 J square meters per second. Do the math and you find that the absorbing area must exceed 1,600 kilometers across, equal to a sphere 23 kilometers wide if composed of CO ice, or an impossible 51 kilometers, yet Hubble measured the nucleus at just 5.6 kilometers. That means it is producing the output of a giant while occupying the body of a pebble. Loeb called it energetically unsustainable, the most recent and possibly fatal blow to the comet hypothesis. To grasp the magnitude of that statement, you have to step back and see the pattern, the 9 anomalies that preceded it. First anomaly, retrograde alignment. 3. Atlas moves opposite the direction of planetary motion yet rides within 5 of the ecliptic plane. The chance of an interstellar object entering on that mirror-lined path is 1 in 500, extraordinary. Second anomaly, the sun-directed antitail. Between July and August 2025, telescopes observed a bright stream of material pointing toward the sun, the inverse of every known comet, whose tails are always pushed away by solar wind. Third anomaly, inverted size-velocity relationship. Large bodies conserve momentum through slower orbits. But 3. Atlas is both massive and fast, 26 kilometers per second, too high for its kinetic energy rivals that of small asteroids. Fourth anomaly, orbital synchronization. Its flybys of Mars, Venus, and Jupiter align within days while remaining hidden behind the Sun from Earth. The odds of that three-planet geometry occurring naturally, 5 in 100,000. Fifth anomaly. Industrial metal composition, spectroscopy revealed nickel-iron ratios identical to manufactured terrestrial alloys, not primordial cosmic blends. Such purity has never been detected in an untouched comet nucleus. Sixth anomaly. Extreme water deficiency only for percent water by mass compared to the 60 to 80% typical of natural comets. It behaves more like an anhydrous metal carbon composite than frozen mud. Seventh anomaly. Negative polarization, its reflected light twists at an angle inconsistent with ice. Polarimetry shows a reversed scattering phase, something achieved only in engineered reflective surfaces. Eighth anomaly. Correlation with the 1977 WOW signal. Its earliest traces lie within 9 of the identical right ascension where that mysterious narrowband transmission was detected nearly half a century ago. Statistical overlap probability, 0.6%. Ninth anomaly. Blue luminosity. During perihelion, it shone bluer than the Sun, an impossible spectral signature. Heat destroys comet dust. This object shifted toward higher energy wavelengths, implying surface temperatures greater than 5,800 K. And now, the 10th anomaly, an energy equation that refuses to balance. The comet behaves as though it were drawing power from an internal source, producing thrust and brightness out of proportion to its size, yet remaining structurally whole. Loeb argues that when you add these probabilities together, you no longer get an unlikely comet, you get an impossibility. The combined odds of all 10 anomalies co-occurring naturally are practically non-existent. He maintains this doesn't prove an artificial origin, only that current comet physics is insufficient. But as critics hear the unspoken implication, perhaps we are witnessing technology, not geology.